Today I'm taking Yujiro Hanma from the Bakiverse and chucking him into Hunter x Hunter. Let's see what insanity the ogre causes. People seem to enjoy this series, so make sure to hit a like for me to continue. Let's say around 2000 likes and I'll release my Yujiro Hanma vs JoJo video. Also hit that little subscribe button, it'll be greatly appreciated. Once awakening, Yujiro's first task will be understanding this new world, thus he'll shortly learn about Nen and begin training to master it. If you didn't know, Nen is the power system in the Hunter x Hunter world, with the wiki page saying the following. It is a technique, you know what that means, my boy Yujiro, that allows a living being to use and manipulate their own life energy, known as aura throughout the series. So will Yujiro be able to unlock aura? If it's considered a technique, you bet he will. But the question is, what type of Nen ability would Yujiro have? If you didn't know, there's 6 types of auras in the series, ranging from enhancement, transmutation, conjuration, specialization, manipulation, and emission. Which one of these would Yujiro be most compatible with? Let's discuss. When looking at the explanation of each one of them, Yujiro has some qualities similar to 2 or 3 of them, so I'm just going to say he would be a specialist in the Hunter x Hunter world, but will be more focused on enhancement and emission compared to the others, but will have certain traits associated with them, as Yujiro is a special individual. Many could say he's pretty much an alien in his own verse. Even without considering his Hanma blood, he is abnormal in that regard as well. I won't get into the specifics of his Nen ability, but he can pretty much do anything he really feels like that is fairly grounded, not some outlandish Nen ability. He can strengthen himself, he can detach his aura and create like imagination based fighter as we saw in his fight against Baki. He can do like this fear hacks ability with his aura as well, and there's a few other things that I will discuss when I talk about some fights later on. Now, after learning Nen, what would Yujiro do in this new world? He would consider taking the Hunter exam to try out his new Nen abilities or just to find some strong opponents. However, I doubt it, as it wouldn't really be worth his time. He would more so go to a place like Heaven's Arena. If you don't know, Heaven's Arena is pretty much a combat based tower, where as you get higher in the tower you fight stronger and stronger people, with the top ranking people being the strongest or among some of the strongest in the Hunter x Hunter world. Thus his journey to Heaven's Arena will now begin. Of course, creating chaos as he makes his way there, being considered a demon, and based on his attitude and how he treats others, he'll eventually get the title of the Hunter without a license, as he'll just beat the shit out of people to get similar benefits to what people with Hunter licenses actually get. But now he has arrived at Heaven's Arena. He walks in, he tries to scope out the area, find anyone strong, but of course there's no one to take note of in the early floors, so he just beats the shit out of the people working there and just takes his way up. He doesn't go through the regular approach of fighting these weak people on the lower floors. In short, he's using one of his special abilities, and that is the backbreak, to staff to other people participating in Heaven's Arena and everything like that. Eventually, he just makes his way to the 200th floor, where the strong Nen users are currently at. At this point, Yujiro decides to calm down. The staff don't question because they kinda can't do anything to stop him. Yujiro decides to play it cool and actually follow the rules of Heaven's Arena now, and tries to get a match going for the next day in floor 200 to get the required wins to challenge a floor master. Yujiro easily wins his first proper match in Heaven's Arena, only using Nen to amp his power, gaining the attention of someone special, Hisoka, who also searches for the strong and even has a numbering system for people in the Hunter x Hunter universe to kinda scale them.
それじゃあ何しに来た?
90点.
As Yujiro is leaving the arena to go back to his room, Hisoka approaches and quickly gains Yujiro's attention. Similar to Hisoka, the ogre can sense who's strong, noting that this man is by far the strongest he's met in this world thus far. Hisoka tells him to have a Heaven's Arena match with him tomorrow. However, Yujiro just laughs at him, saying, "I choose who I fight and when I fight." And of course, without delay, Yujiro vs Hisoka begins in the hallway. As a whole, Hisoka fights in a more tactical way compared to Yujiro, but the ogre is clearly faster and stronger. It begins with Yujiro trying to attack, but Hisoka avoiding it, of course saying his legendary lines about his Nen ability. As soon as he says his line, Yujiro, due to his, Hanma blood, Hanma brain, most likely godness, is able to work out everything Hisoka is able to do with his Nen ability, including the specific weakness Hisoka has, and of course Yujiro exploits that and actually defeats Hisoka in the hallway. It does kinda amp up Yujiro's blood quite a bit, so much so that he wants to continue fighting. As such, he wants to fight a stronger Floor Master, as Hisoka was considered a Floor Master in the Hunter x Hunter universe. We don't know who actually is the rank 1 Floor Master, but my guess is it was actually Chairman Netero of the Hunter Association, so Yujiro is going to hunt down him as he is known as and considered the strongest in the world by the average person, alongside being a public figure deemed as the strongest. However, Yujiro will run into a slight issue. At this point in the story, Netero has gone to battle the Chimera Ants, who are deemed a threat to humanity, which kinda excites Yujiro further and makes his way to the battlefield to have some fun. Once arriving, he realizes that Netero has been killed in his battle against Meruem with the whole Rose nuke and everything like that. Meruem, however, is still alive, so Yujiro hunts him down and finally meets him. Similar to many interactions Yujiro has with strong people throughout the Baki universe, for example Musashi Miyamoto, he sits down and relaxes with Meruem also showing him respect as well, as he can sense Yujiro's overwhelming power. They want to fight one another, but there is an issue. Due to the nuke that affected Meruem in his fight against Netero, he is going to die shortly and won't have the chance to actually fight Yujiro, of course resulting in Yujiro to let out absolute rage. The two people that he knows of as the strongest in this world have died before he can actually fight them. Yujiro enters his depression arc and just roams the world, gaining his title again as the strongest creature, just beating on any random people, doing whatever he wants, and yes, this is Yujiro's story in Hunter x Hunter. Hope you enjoyed. This is a very interesting one. I didn't want to go into the specifics of like power scaling Yujiro versus Hunter x Hunter characters. I just wanted to have some fun with it. So if you enjoyed, I'm glad. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, let me know any ways I can actually improve this series for the next one. If you haven't already, make sure to join the Discord to talk more about any series I cover on the channel. Follow the Twitter, it'll be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to get it to at least 1,000 followers by the end of the year, so follow that. And as always, shout out to these people who support the channel via the Patreon. Absolute mad lads. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.